What's up, everybody? Chase Hunter here. I am in the backyard of one of our Detroit land bank properties that we obtained 2 years ago. We are in the middle of wrapping up a renovation, and I just wanted to tell you guys this because I see so many videos where people leave this important information out, and you have to get this, okay? This can make or break you working through your compliance list and getting things done on time by knowing the things that we are going to talk about today. Okay, so this is so crucial, so important, things that they did not tell me, and I had to learn on the fly. I had to figure it out as I went, and no one will tell you this, and I'm not seeing any videos talk about it. We talk about it a little bit online, but there's not a whole lot of conversation on what really happens outside of trying to get out of compliance and get through the list. Okay, so what they don't tell you on the list, they have a standard list when you get your property, and I'll attach it here so that you can see exactly what's required per se to get out of compliance, right? But what they don't tell you is this very thing right here is needed, okay? So before this happened, let me show you guys what it was looking like. Okay, so this is what it was like before, and we had the Tyvek on here, and we showed them pictures. We said, hey, we're ready to get out of compliance. You can come and inspect it. They were like, no. One or two things are gonna have to happen. Either you're gonna have to paint the Tyvek a solid color, or you're gonna go ahead and have to put the siding up there. So what I didn't wanna do is go ahead and waste money, time, and labor on getting it painted when we were gonna go ahead and put siding up anyway. So it's like, you know what? Let's just go ahead, get the siding up, and keep it moving, right? So that's one of the things that has to be done. It is not on the list, right? It is not on the checklist, but it is one of the things that has to be done. Also, it has to be debris free, okay? So sometimes, you know, when we're working on things to get out of the list, you know, we have contractors that throw stuff in the back so that it's not in the front and it won't be seen. But at the same time, it cannot happen, right? The debris has to be moved. There can be no trash. It cannot look like a construction zone. It has to be removed, okay? All of those things have to be removed. So they'll tell you that, you know, no boards are supposed to be on the windows. The doors are supposed to be secured. Now, here's another thing. A lot of people have these same instances like where they have back doors, okay? So there's a way around that. So here, at first they were saying it's not secure, it's a hazard because someone can come out and fall out, so and hurt themselves here because there's no porch and there's no support there, right? So we had to show them this photo, right? We have to show them this photo showing that it is secure from the inside, right? And then you could take it down, but it has to be secure on the inside where they know that no one can just walk out, fall out, and then injure themselves, right? So that's something, again, that is not on the list, but has to be done and will slow you down if you don't do that, okay? Because you will be sending in photos thinking you got it all together, then guess what? You cannot. Also up there, because this was originally, before I turned it into my office, a 2-family flat. This had 2 doors. So we closed one off up there. We just closed the top one off because it was just way less hassle. And it was, it saved a lot on the budget as well, right? Because we would have had to put 2 porches up. We would have had to put all the things and do all the things to make it compliant. But I did the bare minimum to make it compliant. My thing is, I didn't want anyone to have access to the back. So this door is actually not operable anyway. You can only see it from the outside. You can't even see it from the inside. Okay, well, you won't be able to see it from the inside. So I'm gonna take you to the front so that you could see the next thing that they don't tell you that you need to have done. All right, guys, this was an Achilles heel. This process, this little patch right here, took me 9 extra months to get out of compliance, right? One of the things that I ran into was my water line was cut, okay? And on this property, with the water line being cut and the new rules being implemented, it was a lot, okay? It was a lot to get through. It was a lot to find the right people that knew how to do it. It was a lot to navigate because everyone was learning the rules as we went through the process, right? Because it was a brand new thing that they rolled out. So if you find yourself with a property and the water line just happens to be cut, now mind you, this yard has probably been dug up like 4 times. No exaggeration, okay? 4 times. So if your water line is cut, right, it's hard to make it down the list to turn the water on. So how can you get a water bill if the water line is not connected, right? So that's one of the things that you may want to start working on now, right? Look for a master plumber, okay? So now that they're saying you need a master plumber, the plumber needs to draw up plans, right? Literally draw up plans, okay, to reconnect the water line, okay? Take it down to the city. Now you need a permit. You have to get a permit for this, right? For it to be done correctly. You have to get a permit. Your master plumber needs to take the plans down. The plans have to be approved before you can get a permit, okay? The permitting process takes a while. It can take a while. At the time when I did mine earlier in the year, it was extremely backed up, okay? So that was a very tedious process. That was calling every day. First it started calling every month, then calling every week, then calling every day saying, hey, listen, this is a problem. We have to get this appointment on the books. We've been waiting for months, right? Finally, after pushing and harassing and making phone call after phone call, departments after departments, literally being on the phone for hours at a time, because again, this is a new process that a whole lot of people didn't know about, okay? So they're just kind of going and finding the rules out as they went along, okay? So another thing, after the permit is issued, now there's the appointment, okay? So an appointment has to be set, right? An appointment has to be set. So now you have to coordinate your appointment being with the city, because the city now has to come out and watch your master plumber do the dig, okay? And then your master plumber may not actually do the dig. He can only do the plans. So you need someone that could actually do the dig, okay? And you're going to call Miss Dig, okay? I'll put the information somewhere on the screen so that you can locate that office and you can get into the right department the first couple of times versus the 50th time like I did, okay? So once you get through that process and you get your appointment and it sits right with the person that's going to do your dig and your master plumber, because those were 2 people for me, they were not the same, okay? The city had an appointment within a window, okay? You got to be there within that window, and then you have to get it done. Sometimes it will, depending on the situation, it may take a day, it may take 2 days, okay? But you just don't know. This process for us took 2 days, okay? So they had to do a back-to-back, okay? So it was an all-day project, right? The entire yard was dug up, the water line was reconnected, and you would think that it was good to go. Almost not quite, okay? But I'll go over more of the steps and the things that we went through, okay, after, and why it was dug up so many times, because it was a mess. But that is the steps that you need to know, okay? Nobody is talking about this. Nobody's telling you like, hey, these are the little things that's not on the list that you need to have done. And they are so very crucial, okay? So they are looking at these things, they're checking them off before they even get to walk your property and inspect it to give you the okay they are saying, hey, those things need to be taken care of. So this is one thing that I wanted you guys to know, because the majority of these properties, the water lines are cut, okay? And then you can't get your water on and it will slow you down. So to avoid all of that, okay, and it's harder to find people when the weather is not like this, okay? So I just wanted to let you guys know, because I don't hear people talking about this, and I was stuck, right? And I had to figure it out on my own, but you got me, all right? So let me know down in the comments if you have any questions. If I respond a little slow, go ahead and send me an email. It's in the description and it's also right here, all right? Until next time, you see me in the next video.